There's a lot of rumors swirling around out there. It's all anyone wants to talk about, and that's, has cold calling died? Does it not work anymore? Is it dead in 2023? And I'm here to argue that no, it is not dead, and in fact, it is more effective than ever when done properly. But first, I want to go into why I believe this mindset is forming, that cold calling's dead, it doesn't work anymore, no one picks up their phone, why waste your time cold calling? I think a lot of it has to do with the rise of sales automation tools like ChatGPT and a whole host of other ones that make it really easy to create, craft, and blast out email messages. I believe a lot of people are hiding behind email, and if they can get to their number, their quota, just by blasting out emails, why go through the pain of learning how to cold call, facing rejection, putting yourself through all of that when it doesn't work anyway? But I believe that last part is what they tell themselves, that cold calling doesn't work, but deep down, they know there's a place for it and that they should know how to cold call, but that they're hiding out an email because they're too afraid to learn how to do it. So I believe these sales automation tools are a double-edged sword. Yes, I believe there's a place for them and when they're used in moderation, but if you're using them as an excuse to not learn how to cold call, you're preventing yourself from learning one of the basic core skills you need to know how to do as a sales professional. You are not going to feel complete as a sales professional if you don't know how to pick up the phone and call someone. You're gonna be anxious. There's gonna be a deep feeling of anxiety because at any moment, your manager or someone could say, hey, yeah, just give that person a call. And if you don't have the ability to cold call, you're not gonna be able to book that meeting. There are meetings that you absolutely will not be able to get over email. Some people are trained to just ignore their emails because they get so many of them. So I actually think that's the more crowded, tough field. Yes, I believe email is important, but I actually think there's a lot less competition in the cold calling space now because so many people think it's dead. So many people are afraid to pick up the phone or they don't call as much as they used to. What I do believe is dead is the old way of cold calling, which is what I see most taught out there. A lot of the big channels on YouTube, I see teaching the old way of cold calling, which is using permission-based openers. Do you have 30 seconds to chat? Do you have 27 seconds for me to tell you why I'm calling? Hey, I'm a little lost here, can you help me out? I don't like to play those tricks and games because they don't work anymore. The modern way of cold calling is to get a formality at the opening and then go right into why you're calling. You need to tell them who you are, why you're calling, and what you want within 30 seconds. You need to be more concise. That is what's most important in the modern age of cold calling because people are more territorial over their phones these days. Most of the people we're calling now are actually answering their mobile phones, not a work phone, due to the work from home policies. And a lot of people are more territorial over their cell phones. So if they get a call and you don't make it clear out of the gate who you are and they view it as a spam call, that's when you get these angry prospects that push you off the phone. But if you signal at the beginning that you're not here to waste time, you gain that formality, and then you answer those three primary questions they're wondering in their head, which is, who are you? Why are you calling me? What do you want? And you get that yes or no answer because what you want is time on their calendar. You make them say yes or they say no. That is a more effective and modern way of cold calling that's not taught. So the old way of cold calling, playing games at the beginning, asking a bunch of questions on the cold call, not making it clear until the very end that what you're looking for is time on their calendar, that is dead. And that is what most people are trying to do these days, and they're getting blown out. So that when they tell themselves cold calling doesn't work, it's just that they're trying the old way of cold calling. They're not trying the modern way of cold calling, which is to be concise. Get a formality, tell them who you are, why you're calling, what you want, time on their calendar, get a yes or no answer. And it's about being as targeted as possible at scale. So don't let this mindset that cold calling is dead impact you because cold calling is not dead. It is more alive than ever. There's just a different way of doing it. Cold calling is a core skill that you need to have as a sales professional. Once you learn how to do it right once, it really is like riding a bike. You don't forget how to do it. Yeah, you can get rusty. It might be hard to get back into if you haven't done it for a while, but if you learn how to do it the proper way, it is a core skill that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. And if you're 2, 3, 4, 5 years into your sales career and you have just been hiding behind email, ChatGPT, sales automation, and you don't know how to pick up the phone and call someone, that anxiety is going to build year after year, I promise. And you can't turn into a successful sales professional without knowing how to simply pick up a phone and call someone. If you gave me a choice and you said my life depended on it, go into a room for 4 hours, you can either only cold call or you can only email, and you need to book at least one meeting, I am taking cold calls 100 times out of 100. It is still the most effective way to book a meeting because your tone conveys a lot about your level of confidence in your value, and it's something that they can't hear on anything but a cold call. They can't hear it on an email, they can't hear it over social media, they can't hear it through some ChatGPT created prompt or script. If they can hear your voice, they know, oh, this person's competent, they know who I am, my challenges, what my business is focused on. Yeah, it is worth 15 minutes to potentially meet with this person. They sound like it.